Coming up next, we learn more about the harrowing moments a bus crashed and left 2 passengers dead.
All of a sudden the pictures started coming in and I was seeing the bus on its side and hearing all these reports of these kids injured.
Also, see how Penn State is getting ready for this year's flu season.
And how one act of kindness turned into thousands. See what Penn State students are doing to get involved. The Center County Report starts now. Good afternoon, I'm Carlos Garcia.
And I'm Savannah Wood. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Report. The U.S. government is days away from a potential government shutdown. The shutdown would begin on October 1st at 12:01 a.m. unless Congress can agree on passing spending bills before the end of the fiscal year. All government workers, from TSA agents to national park employees, would be expected to work without pay. And all non-essential government functions have come to a halt.
Because we're America. We will solve the problems before us, and every day will be better than the day before.
I think that members should be looking for stronger leadership. And you know what? Quite frankly, I know that people in my district that I represent want to see stronger leadership, so I'm all about it.
Breaking news this morning, California Senator Diane Feinstein died today at age 90. Her health was declining over the last few months, and there's no confirmation for the cause of death yet. The Democrat holds the record for oldest sitting senator. She was also San Francisco's first female mayor. Feinstein had a passion for environmental protection, reproductive rights, and gun control. She often searched for common ground between both Republicans and Democrats. And bail was set at $3 million this week for the man charged with hitting and killing a pedestrian earlier this month in State College. Ahmed Alabasi was charged with homicide by vehicle and involuntary manslaughter after striking and killing Lovisa Arneson Kronhamre, a Penn State student from Sweden. Authorities say Alabasi was speeding on Park Avenue when he crossed the lane of traffic and struck the victim who was on the sidewalk. Alabasi's passport was seized and he is due back in court on October 25th.
A New York school district is recovering from a tragedy that happened last Friday when a bus full of students traveling to Pennsylvania swerved off the road and fell 50 feet into a ravine. Matthew Gelhard is in our studio with more info.
Thanks, Savannah. This tragedy has impacted many in the Farmingdale community, including a Penn State student I had a chance to speak with.
The crash happened on I-84 in Orange County, New York, as the Farmingdale High School band was on their way to their annual trip to band camp. Ben Palillo's sister, Rachel, was a passenger on the bus.
And she's like, I'm okay. And I told her I loved her, happy that she was all right. And she is still processing everything. She definitely, from what my parents have told me, she saw a lot more than she really needed to see.
Ben Palillo found out that his 17-year-old sister was in the crash and searched for answers. 30 minutes later, he was able to get through to her. She was unharmed.
Suddenly the pictures started coming in and I was seeing the bus on its side and hearing all these reports of these kids injured. And before any of the news sources had it, everyone's got a smartphone nowadays.
2 people were killed and 5 were put in critical condition. All in critical condition are expected to recover according to their school superintendent.
These are people these people you rub shoulders with. Maybe you didn't know them directly, but my sister's friends, these people, I know their siblings, all of a sudden, they have broken bones, their lives are never going to be the same, and it just switched in an instant.
The schools provided counseling services and support to all that were involved in the crash. Communities all across Long Island are wearing green in support.
Well, if you plan on driving on Interstate 99 in the next few weeks, you'll need to leave for your destination a bit earlier. Construction is set to begin this Monday between Port Matilda and Grays Woods. Both east and westbound traffic will be limited to 1 lane, but all lanes will be reopened at the close of business the Thursday before all remaining home Penn State football games. The project is expected to be done by late November.
The University Park Airport will receive close to $5.5 million from the U.S. Department of Aviation for an ongoing infrastructure project. The grant will be used as part of a multi-year taxiway rehabilitation project. The plans include making taxiways larger and up to FAA standards. Construction will begin in the spring of 2024 with hope of completion in the fall later that year.
The Penn State School of Hospitality Management has an innovative way to keep people in Center County from going hungry. Joey David reports.
September is Hunger Action Month in Center County, and the Penn State School of Hospitality Management has a chance to highlight a recent collaboration with the YMCA. Dr. Amit Sharma leads the Food Decisions Research Lab that launched the FDL Food Map to combat food insecurity.
During the pandemic, while working with local community organizations like the YMCA and the local food banks, we realized that there was a scarcity of information related to places where people could find free food.
The map pins all the locations where people struggling with hunger will be able to receive assistance from food banks. Phoebe Elias is a Penn State student helping with that mission.
We're mapping out places where students and people of Center County can find free food. So it's a really neat initiative.
To reach the map, Google FDL Free Food Map. Then click the top left corner to see the different types of food distributors. Then zoom into the area in Pennsylvania near you and click the nearest pin to reveal all the information about that location. The goal is to help the 8% of Center County residents who say they suffer from food insecurity. So far, over 1,200 people have viewed this map. In University Park, I'm Joey Davis.
The School of Hospitality Management will continue to update the map as changes come.
An iconic Philadelphia cheesesteak shop is reportedly no longer planning to open a location in State College. Pat's King of Steaks announced earlier this month that they were planning on expanding their business to central Pennsylvania. The owner of Pat's Steak said he, quote, simply reconsidered the opening and wants to put a greater focus on the renovations of his South Philadelphia shop.
The Berkey Creamery is introducing new dairy-free options. The new sorbet flavors include lemon and cherry. The flavors will alternate weekly starting this week. These sorbet options are available in store, but will also be available online in 3-gallon tubs.
Downtown State College is hosting their 22nd annual Fall Fest this Saturday. The event will take place on Allen Street and will feature special events, including pumpkin decorating, face painting, balloon animals, and more. There will also be food from 6 different vendors and live music entertainment. The event is scheduled to run from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
The State College Area High School celebrated their homecoming parade Thursday night. Kicking off at 6 p.m., school clubs, sports teams, and local committees put on a 2-hour show for downtown State College. Some of the notable groups on display included the homecoming court, State College High School's hockey team, and local first responders. Marilyn and Everett Tiffany, 2 alumni, came back to reminisce on their high school days.
As long as they've been having it, we have, yeah. It's just fun.
We were in the parade on our 50th anniversary of our class reunion.
State High will celebrate homecoming at tonight's football game against CD East and with a dance on Saturday.
Next up, women volunteering their time to help our troops overseas. Reporter Carly Knowlton has more.
Over 180 women from 21 different sororities at Penn State University came together on Monday night to volunteer with a soldier's hands to write cards and make care packages for U.S. troops.
I think that they left with more than just service hours. I think they left with a feeling that they did something that's going to impact another person.
A Soldier's Hand has distributed over 25,000 individual care packages for U.S. soldiers overseas. Founder Trish Schallenberger said that it all started on a flight back to Philadelphia.
In 2007, Schallenberger was flying back to Philly from Dallas. She was seated next to a soldier deploying to Iraq whose hands were torn up from hard work. She asked if she could send him a care package. He told her he couldn't accept a gift unless everyone in his unit could have one.
And he left the airport that day. He told his buddies that he met this lady on the airplane and she was going to send us care packages.
There were 177 people in his unit, so she got to work, and that Thanksgiving Day, they all received a care package. Then in 2013, a request for 800 service members. The request kept coming, and eventually, A Soldier's Hands became an official nonprofit.
I'm really inspired by the story, and it's so exciting to see so many girls show up for the story and to make a difference in the Penn State community.
Student Maddie Lister was one of the women there on Monday. Schallenberger appreciated all the work they did to support her organization. Their next big project will include 6,500 care packages. As of right now, they have about 1,600 completed. In University Park, I'm Carly Knowlton.
To find out more on how you can donate, you can visit asoldiershands.org.
Still to come on the Center County Report, a new urgent care location is coming to State College. We'll tell you where its planned location is.
And sunny weather is coming to State College. We'll tell you what to expect this upcoming week. Also coming next, with flu season starting up, find out what flu clinic options are available at University Park. Mount Nittany Health is opening a new urgent care center in State College. A walk-in clinic is set to open in the Hills Plaza in the space that was formerly occupied by a fine wines and good spirits store. The clinic will be open 7 days a week and will treat everything from illness to conducting physical examinations. It will be located at 2501 South Atherton Street in State College and is set to open in the spring.
As part of the hashtag Fight Flu PSU campaign, University Health Services are offering flu vaccine clinics until the end of the fall semester. Students interested can receive a flu shot after making an appointment through MyUHS. Flu vaccinations are covered by most health insurance. University Health Services nurse manager Betty Ann Milliron urges students to get their flu vaccine.
What other group is there going to be that has this much exposure to the flu virus?
The next clinic is Tuesday, October 2nd from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the Student Health Center.
Good afternoon, Center County. I'm student meteorologist David Guerrero, and we started off our day in a relatively dreary fashion. But don't worry, nice weather is among us. Current temperatures is 59 degrees. Feels like 59 with a dew point at 59. And when the dew point and the temperatures are the same, that means fog is present. And the temperatures are a little bit below average, especially in the central and the eastern portions of the state. 61 in Williamsport, 65 in Harrisburg, 63 in Scranton, 64 in Allentown. However, that is due to a low pressure system that is churning off the Atlantic and is bringing in easterly winds, easterly flow. And when the easterly flow interacts with the valleys of the central portions of the Keystone State, cloud cover will develop. But don't worry, as the low pressure system will meander its way off towards the Atlantic, so does the cloud cover as high pressure will start to take control, bringing in sunny weather as well. Temperatures will start to increase as we head into the weekend, especially on Sunday, as we'll start to see a trend of warm weather. But that's a story for our 7-day forecast. Now to recap, temperatures will be at 65 degrees, mostly cloudy with a slight rain chance in the mid-afternoon hours. Cloud cover will continue in the overnight hours as well. It'll be less than the morning and the afternoon, but still mostly cloudy overall. Temperatures will be at 56 degrees, not as chilly as what we saw in the past few weeks, but still sweater weather overall, especially if you're going to the homecoming game for the State College High as they face off CD East. Heading into Saturday, temperatures will be at 71 degrees, warm and sunny, a beautiful day for the Fall Festival. Nice conditions, setting up a wholesome day overall. And also it will be great football watching weather as we take a quick trip to Evanston. Temperatures will be at 75 degrees, mostly sunny. A beautiful day to try to extend our win streak to 5-0. Now the main story is the warming conditions, especially on Sunday. Temperatures will be at 75 degrees, 78 degrees on Monday, almost 80. Rinse and repeat action for Tuesday and Wednesday as temperatures will be at 77. Clouds will start to fight back, but overall, warm conditions will persist, and we saw sweater weather last week, but it's not now the return of t-shirts and shorts weather. We're well into fall, but it seems like summer is making its last stand.
Definitely excited to have some more sunny skies for this upcoming weekend. I'm excited for sweater weather, but let's hold off a little bit.
Absolutely. And last weekend, the weather wasn't ideal for Penn State football, but hopefully it changes tomorrow on Saturday. And speaking of Penn State football, let's go now to Alex with sports.
Coming up in sports, Penn State football hits the road for their second away game of the season. And Red October is returning as the Phillies gear up for another postseason run. I'm Alex Rocco with sports. After a dominant whiteout win against Iowa last weekend, Penn State football hits the road this weekend as it travels to Northwestern tomorrow.
Number 6 Penn State flexed its muscles last weekend, dominating the then number 24 ranked Iowa Hawkeyes 31-0, as a sea of white exploded from the stands. Now, the Nittany Lions shift their focus to their second road contest this season against Northwestern.
These guys are 2-0 at home. You look at Northwestern, they've typically had good home records. Why? Because it can be challenging to play there.
The Wildcats have a 2-2 record this season and are coming off a 37-34 overtime victory against Minnesota. This win came after they were trailing 31-10 to begin the fourth quarter. Northwestern is led by interim head coach David Braun, who faces a top 25 opponent for the first time in his career.
After defeating Iowa 31-0 in the annual whiteout game, Penn State heads off to Northwestern this week in a unique environment. Northwestern sits around last in the Big Ten in average attendance, which means Penn State's players are going to have to create their own energy.
But for me to act like it's not a factor, it is, and you got to get prepared for it. We haven't had any music, even our period 20. You guys know we usually play the Phil Collins, and it's usually blaring. And you know they were asking me to turn it up today, and I said no. So just little things like that.
The last time these two programs faced off in Evanston was back in 2017, where Penn State took home a 31-7 victory, and it will look to expand its winning streak on Saturday.
You can listen to the game tomorrow live at noon on Penn State's Comm Radio with our broadcast team in Evanston. Now, let's look ahead to the top games in high school football this week. The State College Little Lions will be hosting Central Dauphin East tonight for its annual homecoming game at 7 p.m. Plus, the undefeated Bald Eagles will be at Bellefonte tonight, also at 7. The Raiders are 0-5 for the season. Penn State Wrestling has secured 2025 recruit PJ Duke. Duke is currently listed as the top-ranked recruit in America according to Flow Wrestling. The Nittany Lions are coming off their 10th national championship in school history. Duke projects to wrestle in the 158-pound weight class. Penn State men's soccer needed a late comeback to overcome winless Howard. After being down 1-0 for most of the match, the number 25 ranked Nittany Lions scored 3 goals in the final 20 minutes. Looking ahead, Penn State will take their 4-game winning streak and travel to Michigan State on Sunday to face off against the number 13 ranked team in the country. In women's hockey, number 11 Penn State defeated the 5th ranked Northeastern 2-1 on Sunday afternoon. Nittany Lions scored twice in the third period to secure their first win of the season. This is Penn State's first win against Northeastern in program history. The Nittany Lions return to action tonight when they face UConn in their home opener at 6 p.m. Phillies fans are headed into yet another Red October after the team clinched their spot in the playoffs this week. After beating the Pirates on Tuesday, the Phillies not only secured the top spot in the NL wildcard, but also the home field advantage for their start of their World Series run on Tuesday. The Phillies now wait for their opponent. That's all for sports. Now back to you guys at the anchor desk.
Philadelphia baseball fans are going to be dancing on their own yet again this October.
Absolutely, and for the other team in Pennsylvania, the Pittsburgh Pirates, those fans are going to have to wait at least another year to see if their team can make the postseason. But even in that NL East division, obviously you have the Braves, the Phillies, and even the Marlins might sneak into the postseason too. So thank you, Alex, for that MLB talk. Coming up next, see what has this local doo-wop group singing the blues. We'll be back after the break. The doo-wop group Ramma Lama sung its last song last night. The 6 members have been singing 50s and 60s tunes together for the last 8 years. Ramma Lama performs around 20 to 30 sets a year. But life has gotten busy recently for everyone, and they have now finally decided to hang up their rock and roll shoes. But here's a poppy tune from last night.
Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Hello again, shaboom, and I'll do it again. Life could be a dream, shaboom, and you can make all my precious plans come true. Shaboom, you let me, darling, the only one. My arms would hit.
Penn State Comm Radio's faculty general manager Jeff Brown sings bass for the group. He's also the radio personality on 99.5 The Bus. Well, Savannah, it's great to see that group of singers just coming together for almost the last decade and just the best from the 50s and 60s.
Totally. I mean, how could you hear that music and not want to dance? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I love to see that from the Cars movie, that song, Life Could Be Sweet. So it's great to see that.
Totally. I mean, it's a shame we never got to see them, but maybe another group will form soon.
Absolutely.
That's all for today's newscast. We hope you'll join us Tuesday for our next local news update.
But you can follow us anytime for breaking news on our Center County Report Twitter, X, and you can see our stories on our Facebook page and our website. Have a great afternoon.